Thanks, everyone. Let's go ahead and call the meeting to order. District, thank you, Neil. Appreciate it. At 6:02 p.m. Thank you very much. Wendy, would you please take roll?
Ms. Legaspi? Here. Ms. Cappy? Present. Dr. Goldman?
Present.
Mr. Benwell?
Present.
Mr. Martinez?
We're going to proceed and go to the Pledge of Allegiance. Next, and I'm going to ask Maggie, would you please do us the honor?
Of course. Put your right hand over your heart. Repeat with me. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, everyone. We do not have any items to report out of our closed session. So now I will entertain a motion to adopt our agenda.
Yeah,
Second.
Any comments? Hearing none. All those in favor? Aye. Thank you. Comments from the public. We're going to move, and we do have one comment here from Aviation Elementary, and I'm trying to read the names here, so pardon me if I get this wrong. Trisha Summer Matija,
Yeah.
thank you, and Lola from Bulldog Park. Please come on up.
Good evening. Thank you for giving us the opportunity. My name is Lola Buckland.
And my name is Mattia Moran.
And we are excited to share that the second edition of Bulldog Bark is out, and we are going to be passing out a special signed copy of the Bulldog Bark.
All right.
Frameable.
And also make sure to check out our Wiseburn Instagram because we have a special reel of us that you can watch of us in action.
Yeah, thank you also so much for your support.
Okay, yeah, and then now we'll be passing it out.
Thank you so much. I truly enjoyed reading the first one, so I am definitely going to be reading this. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
It is signed. That's wonderful.
Is this thing for all the writers? That's
The second edition staff.
stuff.
Fantastic. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you for joining us. Okay, next we'll go on to our reports and information, board member reports. I'm going to start on my left-hand side here with Rebecca.
Thanks, Roger. So it was a really lovely afternoon, although windy, out at the Wiseburn Sports Complex groundbreaking ceremony. I'm glad we can stop calling it by its temporary name. It now has a real name. But it was great to be out there, and kudos to Noemi and her team for putting that together. But really excited about that. It's going to be a great addition to the community. And then I wanted to read a letter from the LACSTA, the president, about the about their advocacy that they've been doing on immigration related bills in schools. So this is from Dr. Alma Castro, who's the head of the Los Angeles County School Trustees Association, the president of that. It says, the Los Angeles County School Trustees Association stands firm for all children. At LACSTA, we hold the line for every child. As school trustees, we are unwavering in our commitment to ensuring that all students, regardless of their background, zip code, or circumstance, have access to the resources, opportunities, and support they need to thrive academically, socially, and emotionally. We will continue to advocate ardently, championing policies and investments that prioritize equity, close achievement gaps, and foster safe, inclusive, and enriching learning environments. Our students deserve nothing less. LACSTA will not back down. We will stand with our children, fight for their future, and collaborate with our partners to build a stronger, more just education system, one where every student has the tools and opportunities to reach their fullest potential without fear of persecution. We stand strong and hold the line wholeheartedly with commitment, heart, and fortitude. Thank you, Dr. Alma Castro, LAXTA President, Linwood School Board. So we're all members of LAXTA, and I just wanted to voice my support for Dr. Castro's statement. We know that a lot is happening at the federal level to dismantle protections for students, whether they're students with special needs or ones who felt that they've been discriminated against in some way in schools. And the dismantling of the Department of Education has huge consequences for all of us all the way down here. So just wanted to say tonight, and I'm glad that we are still going to be adopting resolutions recognizing our neurodiverse community and students of all needs, and continuing to provide an environment that supports all of our students. That's it.
Thank you, Rebecca. Neil?
Couple things, again, why we're all wearing these same outfits is because we did have the groundbreaking ceremony for the Weisburd Sports Complex, which is going to be a nice, if nothing else, not nothing else, in addition to all the wonderful things about the soccer complex and the softball field, a real great announcement to the community. It's right on Aviation and 135th. Everybody's going to see it. It's a source of great pride. That's why we're out there today. Also want to recognize math night at Del Air last night. Mayberry and I were chatting and saying, if you don't get excited about kids, parents, math, and everybody's happy, and that doesn't make you happy, I don't know what makes you happy. It was just beautiful to see over 100 participants, kids and parents from TK to 5, a joyous night and a lot of fun. So thank you to all the teachers that were involved. They brought their enthusiasm. It doesn't happen without the wonderful teachers in our district, so thank you. Also, I'll probably, Roger, I won't say too much because you may comment on here. We just had another great meeting, a 3x3 meeting with Da Vinci. Continue to work on that relationship and more positive things to come, and really working on some joint things for the benefits of all of our students in our community, and probably more to be announced there as we move forward. So just good news all around, and fun to see Da Vinci in this room last night, having their first meeting, I think, in a long time here. So that was a continued win-win. I'm seeing Steve, so I'm just noticing that. Nice to see you, sir. Roger?
Thank you, Neil. Thanks for the Michelle.
Yes, I was also able to attend the math night. And again, as a teacher, it was just one of those things that really is inspiring when you get to see parents and kids being able to play with each, play in a really fun way around math. It is definitely inspiring. And I just want to say thank you to those teachers for spending that extra hour outside of their school day to be able to, it's so exciting to see your teachers outside of the school day. And so it was so fun to watch, and it reminds you why we do what we do. As well, and again, the groundbreaking, my two thoughts about that, or my 2 cents about that is it's just an amazing time in our district to be able to see so much happening in such a short amount of time. And so it's been really amazing from my perspective, seeing, from the very, I mean, not from the very beginning, but at least the part that gets moving fast. And so to be a part of that was really exciting. I just wanted to give a really quick shout out to Erica Corder and our team that does our Instagram and all of our district communications. I mean, I am blown away by everything that they've been doing to get the word out about what is happening in our district, and I'm so impressed. I see, the actual recording at Math Night, and they're at every single event documenting and letting people know what amazing things are happening in our district. And so I'm just so proud of what's coming out, especially the collaborations with WEF as well, and letting know and informing people about those partnerships. And my plug for WEF is Rock Around the Block is coming up in April. So please, and all the volunteer information is going to be coming out, and it's just such a fabulous time for our community to be able to get together and celebrate all the wonderful things that's happening. So thank you very much.
They always need auction items.
They need auction items. They need volunteers. They need, yes. So thank you very much.
Excellent. Thank you, Michelle. I have a few items to share as well. It's been a fantastic week here in the Wiseburn Unified School District. So I do have a few things to touch base on today. The groundbreaking ceremony there for the Wiseburn Sports Complex, that has been a long time coming. So thank you. I do want to say thank you very much to our community for their support on Measure EE. It's a fantastic project, something that's really going to help us to continue to build our community. As I mentioned at the groundbreaking ceremony, I firmly believe that that communities are built around their schools. And if you can see a strong school district, you'll see a strong community. So thank you to all of our community residents for their support for that project and the passage of Measure E. Thank you very much. We did following up on Neil's comment, we did have our meeting, a 3x3 meeting with Da Vinci as well for another very exciting project as well, the one that we're looking at, and which is actually on our board agenda today for a baseball field over at Del Air. So that project will also encompass a portion of Da Vinci Connect to improve those areas for their learning environments as well, not just the baseball field. It's really it's great to be able to see and work together with our partners for other opportunities, because I truly and firmly believe that by working together, we absolutely accomplish more. So this is a really nice place to be in Wiseburn, to see all these projects coming forward and offer opportunities for our students and our kids that come to the district. I do want to talk about Math Night. What a wonderful event at Del Air. I wanted to say thank you to everybody that participated in that. It was so nice to see families, and I got to tell you, I miss it a little bit. You know, my kids are a lot older. I remember going to those math nights or arts nights, and my oldest son now is 24. He's a little bit bigger than I am, so those days are gone by. But it's very heartwarming to be able to see our community and parents there with their son or daughter participating in events like that. And so thank you. It's really a wonderful event. And thank you to the Coatson Foundation as well. What an amazing partner. Maggie, you might be sharing a little bit more about that and what they contributed there as well. But I did want to say thank you to our partners in Coatson, because again, we accomplish more by working together, and they're definitely a key partner in that. Last item I will share is I had an opportunity with Neil as well and Blake to attend the Da Vinci's board meeting last night, and it was a really good meeting in the sense that we were able to see a presentation in terms of all the opportunities and options that our students have, in particular the pathways. I was blown away by how many options there are in terms of real world learning. And for those that have more questions, I'm going to look right at Steve because he gave a great presentation as the Assistant Superintendent of Education of all the things that are being offered to our students and all the different opportunities. Really excited about that, because we really start to see the articulation and the pathways from where it starts from our Wiseburn K-8 all the way through high school, and the opportunities that are going to flow. So really looking forward to obviously continuing that and building on those successes. And thank you, Steve, for sharing the information there. I really appreciate it. Okay. And that is all I have for my board update. So we'll go, actually the next item is mathematics update. So I think Maggie, right? You're up.
Stealing the thunder on sorry, math night, but thank you for your kind words. I mean, the teachers that came out, Emma Smiley, who put just her heart and soul into such a great event, and the partnership with Coatson that we're just so thankful for, not just with the supports they provide our teachers and the coaching and training that they do, but with a partnership with, our other school, aviation as well. It was just marvelous to see that all come together. And I always say, when we're hiding ways that parents can use mathematics at home in really fun, simple ways at a dinner table or at in front of a TV, or just a quick conversation. I mean, that's when you start to see all that fluency coming through and getting even better for our students. So that was wonderful. So thank you to Del Air for that. As well as March 12th, I reported back in November, our 5th grade team going to Torrance Unified. They invited us back for their day number 2. So we were able to work with the Torrance 5th grade team as well as our own district coaches on March 12th for the second Building Thinking Classrooms Day. was really great to see was one of, we were really learning about some heavy duty research in mathematics. And one thing is about how students learn differently when they're standing up and working on vertical surfaces. So all of our teachers that were present were able to obtain these surfaces and are starting to use them in their classrooms when they're having mathematics discussions. And so I'm really excited because I might be going into a math class student. Stay tuned to do one of the problems that I
All
learned.
right.
Up to high. It was amazing. And I learned so much about the partners that we had with the partners that I had. So it was great to see. But can I continue with my ed services update? I think we're just leading right in. So our Wiseburn mini conference was on March 7th. I mean, thank you to so many people in this room who participated in our feedback surveys, came with just smiling faces to this event. It was a huge success from, Archie and his team helping set up, to our principals who presented, to our coaches, Holly Compton and Christina Navarro who presented, and then our 18 other presenters that we had. I mean, we're such big believers on giving our students voice and choice, but we want to model that same thing for our teachers. And they had the opportunity, there were, different sessions. There were 3 different sessions to attend. Our teachers all attended one on competency-based grading. That was kind of the assigned session of the day, but all the others were they were able to choose from. And, our sellouts were the AI playground, really starting to dip our feet. With Miss Kate Talani in AI research, which had overwhelmingly great response. Our student talk session, which was actually run by our very own principals. I mean, I would like to give them a huge shout out. They had really big crowds at all of their sessions, as well as our own math coaches, like learning how to integrate everyday games into their classrooms, both from the TK level all the way up to the 8th grade level. And they really designed it for each of the different grade levels. So it was so great to see. And, the feedback that was coming through to help us drive what we could potentially do next year with the same sort of model was great. I mean, teachers, everyone attended the competency-based grading one. And so that was the one that I'm really looking at. And 96% of our teachers said that this was something they felt would benefit their students. I mean, that's a pretty good stat to have, and 83% saying that they felt that they learned something in throughout the day. And that's great numbers for us. And so where do we need to, to continue our development in was great. One of the parts of the day is we had a healthy living session. And so thank you to Lauren Shackstad and Tyler Nazarene, who got up and he ran a hit session and 15 teachers came by and man, did they get down. And they were doing burpees and they were running around the campus getting ready for that session number 3. Lauren had a bullhorn and 74 teachers going around the neighborhood. We were like, no, we're all happy here. Like, it was just the greatest thing to see. Our principals were lined up and high-fiving people as they were coming back in for the day to get ready to session 3. Dr. Dougal was in the session with reading and our teachers came in and were like, we're really just going to read in here. And so it was just a great way to decompress and kind of get ready for our next round. And it was just a fantastic day that I still can't stop smiling about.
From hit to reading. I like it.
We had a bunch of the best picture of the team of TK teachers who were laying on their tummies reading their books on the turf outside the library. It's like, this looks so TK and perfect. It was so shout out to that team. And then March 8th, we've been very busy in ed services. On March 18th, we designed a design team within the district, which all volunteer based, but with teachers from every grade level and every subject area at the middle school. I mean, everyone from Ms. Elder, our union president, to our TK teachers, just to talk about what competency-based learning looks like. We are receiving feedback last year on the LCAP, as well as surveys that we've given out, as well as we've gotten some feedback this year about our grading practices. And so what does this look like as a district? And so we're really working on a mission and vision for what assessment means for us. And then from there, what types of feedback are we going to be giving our students, our most important people, and then their parents. So we're starting to roll out this kind of 2-year process with our first day with a partnership that we made with Learner Centered Collaborative. And it was a fantastic day. We got very good feedback about what was learned, and we'll be meeting again for a second time as a team on May 20th. So that's great things happening around assessments. And that's ed services for you in the last couple of weeks.
I can feel the excitement.
Yeah.
So-
We've been busy, but it's been wonderful.
Me too.
I think we'll continue, Blake, with the leadership reports.
I'm sorry.
I do. I have a couple updates, just echoing sort of the collaboration theme I think we're all sharing. This week we had our third SPED collaborative meeting with our WFA representatives that came out of an MOU with WFA last year. So we had one meeting last year, one in October, and this was our third meeting. And that was on Tuesday. And it's really about, coming together, collectively discussing things that are going well. We start out with shout outs. We kind of model the PLC process, and our shout outs probably lasted 45 minutes, and it was with 10 of us, but there was a lot of things. It was just really awesome to really have everybody really take time to intentionally talk about what's going well. And really celebrate the things that we are making adjustments on and we are seeing progress on. So that was really, really impactful. And then really get into, the areas of concern and the things that we still want to talk about. And so we've had really, really valuable, intensive conversations, and I just really want to thank the team. These are teachers that volunteered to be a part of this committee, and so we had elementary and middle school representation, and in addition to administration. Kiana Clark was our principal representative, as well as my program specialist, and Sarah Green from SLC, and so we were able to spend the day really outlining some next steps and basically what we see now as current areas of need, and the team came together to talk about recommendations moving forward. And so within the MOU, I think it was supposed to have a third meeting this school year. As part of it, we all sort of collectively agreed that we kind of have come to figure out what we know we need as next steps. And some of it are things that won't happen until looking into next year, and some planning that will need to take place. So they actually said that they would prefer to also meet in the fall versus another meeting this school year, so that we can have some follow-up and carry over into next year and really, take stock of what is, again, continuing to move forward and if there's still things we need to work on. So all in all, it was a really, really productive day. And I think Dr. Maggie was there for a little bit in the afternoon. And I think we highlighted the ways that we're starting to collaborate more between SPED and Ed Services in terms of instruction and practices that we know are going to help all of our students. So that was a big focus for us. And then today we had a collaborative meeting with Da Vinci for talking about our transition of our 8th to 9th grade students. And so that process, we do have that every year, but this year we really wanted to make sure we did it earlier than we have in the past. Brought counselors and administrators from Da Vinci over to the middle school, and we're able to talk about students, supports, what the programming looks like, what we can do to make sure that we're preparing our students specifically with IEPs to make sure that their programming and supports are going to be appropriate in high school, and make sure that we are supporting that process for the team at Da Vinci. So it was a really, really positive day talking about that. And then I know tonight you see we have some resolutions talking about Autism Awareness Month and neurodiversity. And so I was able to meet with our school psychologist last week, and we are collaborating with the care team and developing specific activities, and sometimes in some cases a spirit week to focus on autism awareness or neurodiversity, and really celebrating who we are and what makes us all unique and different. And so you're going to start to see a lot of those posts coming out on our social media with the different activities that are going to be taking place at each school. And some will happen within school spirit days, some will happen with parent volunteers coming in. So each school is sort of addressing it a little bit differently, but we're definitely making ways that we can celebrate all of our students. So.
Thank you.
One more update. The board tonight, item 8.12 and 8.13 will be voting on. But wanted to share a little bit and celebrate is that we were invited to participate in the South Bay Teacher Residency Program. We got a grant with Torrance Unified, and next year at the middle school, we will have a special education teacher resident, as well as want to thank Catherine Meza. She will be the mentee or mentor, for the teacher resident. So this teacher resident is already in classes, and he will be taking classes, started in March. We'll take classes all the way through August, and then will be full-time teaching with us next year. So we're very excited. It is a lot of work for Miss Mesa, and so she is one of the things you'll be approving is a stipend for her. But it's an exciting opportunity for us to be in this program and be invited to be a part of it. So thank you for your consideration.
All right, my turn. All right, thanks. First of all, it's the only team worthwhile in the Major League Baseball had opening day today. So I see Amy there, and I figured I would just put that out there. So other than that, there's a lot going on in the district over the last couple of weeks. Wanted to thank Steve Wallace and the Da Vinci team for inviting me to be part of the Career Connected Learning Program. Was able to join them for dinner. And it was really cool to have an opportunity. I'm going to forget Sequoia conversation, I think is what it was referred to, just the ability to sit down and chat with people. Almost. All right. Discussion. It was just a good opportunity to be able to chat with educators and just hear things, just hear firsthand people's kind of life story related to education, how they got here and kind of hopes and dreams and things like that. So just thank you for that. Also, wanted to share that today we actually submitted, or within the last couple of days, sorry, we submitted 2 grants, working on a third. The first one was related to PLTW. This is a grant that we're trying to extend PLTW, trying to continue to keep that alive in our schools. Second one was the LA County Arts Grant. It's one that we do every year. It's about 25 grand. And hoping that's also a successful grant. Larger one was a CTE grant, particularly to support the middle school. Da Vinci and team really helped us put together. We're trying to align these pathways, some of the pathways that Da Vinci has in the high schools down to the middle school. This one is in the area of music media pathway. Something that we've been looking at for a few years. Toby Harwell is really integral in that, as well as some of the Da Vinci team to help us push that forward. This is a larger grant, so we'll see what happens. You know, it's sort of, I think we submitted it officially today. Excited about that opportunity moving forward. Also want to highlight Math Night. I mean, I won't spend too much time. I know it's been said by many, but I really want my hats off to the teachers. I want to highlight Emma for her support there and just leading that. And it's just a really nice program. It was really nice to see the teachers out there engaging with the families. It wasn't just students, right? Parents were there as well. Just really enjoyed that. Also want to talk about the baseball field. I know Roger mentioned baseball field. This is a project that has sort of been a long time coming. And just really appreciate those conversations and how they've evolved. I think this is an opportunity for kids that are playing baseball. Our youngest kids playing baseball will have something to look forward to 10 years, from now. And I think that's just really critical.
Just a point of clarification. We mentioned Del Air. It is in Del Air, the community, not Del Air, the school. It is behind the Connect school off of ISIS. And that's where the field is being, just so Del Air didn't think you're gonna have a new field that's gonna mess up stuff. So just FYI. There, clarify that.
So yes, that baseball field,
Yeah, there you go.
that one. But really nice opportunity for our kids, and really just keeps our baseball players at home and being able to have some pride and joy in playing at home. Also, had an opportunity to when we actually went, I guess it was, I'm trying to remember when we went to San Diego, Steve and Maggie and Nisha. We went back in September, October or something. And a couple of the schools that we saw had strength finders as part of their curriculum, where they're having students at really early ages start looking at strengths. Not talking about career, but it is aligned sort of to career connected learning. It's that, like, what are my strengths, and being able to analyze that. So I had a chance to talk to Dr. John Garcia, Superintendent in Downey, and they're doing something with their staff and now bringing it down to their students, where they're going through the Clifton Strengths training. Well, they're starting with staff, and then they start pushing it down. I believe they pushed it down to their high school and maybe early middle or later middle school. Definitely in their high schools, though, is where they started doing that. So we did take our first strength quizzes today. I think Nisha took hers, I took mine, and we are going to roll that out to leadership and really try to start diving into strength. There's a lot that could be gleaned from that, a lot that we can learn about ourselves, a lot that we can learn about how we go about our daily, tasks and work. So really excited about it, not specifically because I want staff and our team to see that, but more so because I think there's a lot of opportunity for kids to start diving into their strengths and starting to understand what they're good at, maybe what they're weak at, and how we can help support them through that. So it's really exciting. It's kind of invigorating to be able to see that's a possibility down the road. Appreciate, I know Nisha and Maggie both went to Downey yesterday to meet with their team, trying to get some ideas on how that rollout looked. And, you know, I think that, you know, we'll do a really good job rolling that out here at one point as we go through it. I just think it's a really important thing. Aside from that, I just want to, I'm kind of going to expand a little bit on Michelle's comments, you know, related to communications and related to Erica. I just think there's a lot of people that work behind the scenes that we don't see a lot. You know, they're not ones that are getting quoted in you know, on Instagram or seen on Instagram, et cetera. Erica being one of them, and Maria, her partner, being one of them, really painting our district. I mean, and I think I've shared this before, but like every comment on social media is basically being answered or there's some sort of direction. I mean, and that is a feat. You know, social media, it's real easy to comment, right? It's a lot harder to respond to those comments. Just the time and energy that goes into that is just really, really impressive. But if you also look at some of the reels, I saw the reels of the young ladies that were here presenting on the Bulldog Bark today. You know, it was amazing. You know, really, it looks like a professional reel in some ways. I mean, it kind of is, I guess. But it's just a really nice reel. I saw one about music at the middle school where kids are kind of sharing their music experience. And, you know, it's just really awesome. We saw our 8th grade or our boys basketball team at the middle school got highlighted in a post. So just really highlighting those positive things. I just want my hats off. Also, you know, we had our groundbreaking today. Obviously, I won't belabor that, but just say that I know Noemi and Cherie and the NAZ team put a lot of time, heart, and energy into that. I mean, that wasn't an easy feat, as you see. You know, I mean, there were over 100 people there probably today, and you know, tents and microphones and you know all the things. Yeah, shovels and yeah, you know, all the things. And you know, it's just not lost on me that just the amount of work and cookies with quite pretty designs on them. Yeah. So really want to say that. And I mean, obviously, you know, Tony's here as well. And just the effort that's gone into a $16 million technology project that, you know, obviously you were coming off, you know, I mean, I don't know, at one point it was like, do we even want to have technology? I mean, seriously. I mean, we do. I know we do, but it sometimes it
What are you
feels.
saying, man?
Yeah. I don't mean a technology person. You know, I meant the actual headache of technology at times, but yeah. But anyway, I mean, just thank you for, you know, Tony, for the time that you put in. It's just the people that, you know, we don't see all the time and don't hear from. So that's all I have today. Thanks.
Sure. I just want to, I did not know about the StrengthsFinder thing. I'm ecstatic to hear, especially if this is a joint venture. I've done a lot of work with StrengthsFinder, and the theory behind it's really remarkable. Gallup organization, I believe, has studied tens of millions of people and identified 34 themes that define what your strengths are. And the strengths theory suggests strengths are that which make you feel strong and gives you energy and energize you. And weaknesses are things that weaken you. And your weaknesses will never become your strengths, but your success and your joy can come from your strengths. So they make the argument, and I'd love to see this in schools, that school and education should be the place where you discover your strengths. Life should be the place you apply your strengths. So the fact that we're literally doing that, I'm jumping up and down. That's terrific stuff. Really good stuff. Thank you.
I also feel the excitement here. Excellent. Thank you, Neil. Next, we're going to move on to our next segment is public comment. Wendy, do we have any comments on agenda items?
I have no comments.
All right, thank you. Moving on, we're going to go on to section 8 for those following online. Section 8 is our consent agenda. Is there a motion for consent agenda items? 8.1.
You have a motion.
Oh, you're able to put that up on the thing.
The agenda.
Oh, yeah, I got it.
I'll move.
Is there a second? Okay, Rebecca, a second. Any comments or questions on consent agenda items? No, hearing none. All those in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries 4-0. Next is action items. First item on our agenda is 9.1, which is award of contract for campus modernization items and services from Arvin Unified School District piggyback bid for district-wide signage, replacement project with Kaya Services LLC to be funded by Measure That was a mouthful. Is there a motion?
Can we move 9.1 and 9.2 together, or are they separate?
Ken?
No, yeah, there's no reason not to.
All right, I'll move 9.1 and 2.
Motion for 9.1 and 2, and just 9.2 is also campus modernization items from Arvin for Aviation Elementary School in Weisberg Middle. Is there a second?
And a question which Cherie is coming to help us with, to bring us up to date, please.
The only thing I wanted to confirm and clarify is for item 9.2, you're amending the award that you have previously, the board had previously awarded. So Kaya Services merged and they had a name change. So for contracting purposes, we needed to update the legal name.
This is effectively not
contract.
additional money, it's pre-approved, we're just
There's
changing
no
the
cost.
contract.
We're changing the contract name. That's it. That's for 9.2.
Thank you.
Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. Both items pass 4-0. Next item is item 9.3. I'd like to go ahead and make a motion to approve this item with a slight revision. So this is to approve funding agreement between Weisburn USD and DV Schools for the Dallard baseball field in accordance, and the modification to be in accordance to the documents provided as Da Vinci will be also meeting, I believe, in April to co-fund this project with us. This is a 50-50 partnership, so we're very excited that we can actually move this project forward. This will also give us the ability to move forward, and part of the motion would be to issue the notice of intent to award so that the project can also move forward and the direct district staff to finalize the agreement with Da Vinci.
You have a second?
Thank you. Any questions by the board?
This is the one that's not at the school, but in the community.
So, I mean, just for the record, I would just say that the total cost is 1.277079, so basically 1.3 million almost. But when that's split up, it's $638,539.64 for each entity. That's the split. We are actually we owe Da Vinci Schools a credit of $422,211. That's in the document, and that was for the cooling towers or boilers that are on the top of this roof. And so part of that, that's why we have it sort of vetted in this document, is to show that official credit. Basically, Da Vinci Schools would owe us, would transfer funds to the amount $216,328.64.
Excellent. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Thank you. Motion carries 4-0 as well. Moving on to section 10 under fiscal, item 10.1 is approved contract extension with Compass Group, Chartwell's division for the food service program. Motion?
So moved. Second, I have a question.
Rebecca? Yes.
Yeah, I just wanted to know if the price increase was at all related to any changes in funding, or if it was just an annual increase.
I'm gonna say it's an annual increase, but I'm also gonna say I need to get back to you on that. I didn't do the work on this, so I'd have to get some more information, and then send it back.
I'm
Sorry
just
about
curious
that,
about the
yeah.
impact of potential federal funding changes
Yeah.
on our school meal program.
We've seen these increases before, so that's what's making me assume it's just part of the business, but I can get that to you and let you know what the actual cost.
To
increase.
build on Rebecca's question, in the past, we had full reimbursement. Where are we today?
Okay, I'll get that for you too.
Thank you.
Yes.
Okay, we have a motion.
Not knowing where that would change.
Right.
Okay, thanks. We have a motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. Motion carries 4-0 as well. Item 10.2 is to approve additional funding to the 2-year agreement for legal services with Dennis Walliver and Kelly. Is there a motion?
So
A second?
Second.
Any questions?
Yeah, I just have, just one question. I understand why the purpose of the additional funding, but these were unanticipated costs, or is this something, because I think we have had add-ons to the legal services contract each year, and so should we be just allocating more for legal services, or are these but these are actual costs that we anticipate not having to renew in the future.
No, I think that we need to reallocate more money to that. I mean, we're expecting somewhere between two, I mean, I know it's a large span, but $200,000 to $300,000, like in between that range is what we would find. So we'll just reallocate that this year when we're in budget prep right now. So we'll in budget prep be able to roll over a $200,000 to $250,000, you know, budget line item for DWK for general services. I mean, what we're seeing is an increase in you know, attorney fees for special education cases. Some are individual special education cases, and then student services. And there's a kind of an interlap or they intersect at some point, but it's still just we're seeing more litigious activity than we've ever seen. Yeah.
Have you put together, I don't know if we need to see it, but a trend line? Because our expectation is what we're seeming to see is that this just continues to rise. And is there a projection therein that we could be used for, even though it's not known, our 3-year projection?
For lawyer fees, for attorney
Yes.
fees, yes, we have all that. Yes, yes, we're looking at that. I mean, we have a very comprehensive spreadsheet that we've looked over years, so we have that. You know, that's why I'm guessing we're going to be in the neighborhood of 200 to 300. You know, so we'll just budget 250 just for next year.
I know you may not know this, but have we put this in our multi-year projection?
It will be in our multi-year projections when we do budget. Yeah.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. All those in favor? Aye. Motion carries 4-0. Item 10.3 is to approve transportation service plan for school year 2024 through 25. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Second?
I'll second, but a question.
Go ahead, Neil.
My question is, I don't understand the numbers. That's my question.
Okay.
I don't really get, I know we're getting reimbursed, but I don't understand what, at the end of the day, what's our cost here?
Yeah, I mean, you know, unfortunately, our CBO is not here today.
I realize.
But what I could tell you is, you know, the information I did receive back was that this is a plan started 2024. So it's actually a new requirement for every school district to do that. And it's to have access to that $47,000 in reimbursement that, I mean, basically we do this or we lose it. You know, I definitely can have more of like a presentation on this. It's kind of I mean, I don't know if I want to say perfunctory, but I'm going to, process that we just have to do. I can get a more detailed like explanation to you, but we have to do this by April 1st in order to receive these funds.
So to clarify this, then, from my understanding,
Yeah.
this is an approval of this plan such that we can get the funds irrespective of what our actual costs are beyond that.
Correct. So if we don't, I guess what I would say is if we don't pass this, then we're going to be, we'll have to come up with $50,000 of our own
Additional.
general fund dollars. Correct.
Thank you, that's why I couldn't understand the numbers, because they weren't really all that relevant. Thank you.
Thank you, Neil. We have a motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries 4-0. All right, that concludes our agenda items. We do have some upcoming dates and events. Our next regular board meeting is April 10th. And wonderful spring break is coming up. So April 14th. We do have a need for a second close.
Pick the right meeting to
Thank you.
I have one item actually for closed at closed session. I just wanted to make sure I forgot. Yeah.
Join us for close.
Just for the first, 5 minutes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Enjoy your evening, everybody.
All right, everyone, 6:45. Thank you very much.